Now let's talk about the concept called as general term in the binomial expansion. Now, if we consider any particular expansion for that matter, x plus y raised to n, let's say, the first term we're going to write as nc0 x raised to n y raised to 0. That's the first term. Second term is going to be something like nc1 x raised to n minus 1 y raised to 1. And if we keep writing such terms, we can understand the pattern. So any general term, if we consider, let's say that general term is going to be tr plus 1 as we write it. This is going to be written as ncr, that is one factor less over here, because here you can see that this is the first term and here there is 0. So it is 1 less. Here this is the second term and it is 1 less. So it is 1 over here. Similarly, if it is rth term that we are writing, we have to write it as r plus 1, tr plus 1. So this is the rth term. So r plus 1. So for example, if you are writing the second term, this is going to be t2. So r plus 1 will be t2. Now tr plus 1 is ncr x raised to n minus r. As you can see over here, this is going to be n. N minus 0 is n. N minus 1 is your n minus 1, and so on. And so the y will be r. This is the general format of in a condition where both the terms are positive, that is x and y both are positive. What happens if we are talking about x minus y raised to n? Any general term over here would be written as everything remains same, ncr x raised to n minus r y raised to r, just that there is one addition of minus 1 raised to r. So according to this, there will be the sign decided. So if it's the second term that you're talking about, then of course this is going to be y raised to 1 and this will be 1. So minus 1 raised to 1 will be minus sign. There is going to be a minus sign over here. So this is to be followed in the case of x minus y raised to n. Now in general, if I ask you about the expansion 1 plus x raised to n and 1 minus x raised to n, I am sure you can derive the necessary conclusions for these two expansions. Now we will take some actual problems and see how to apply this concept. So here are some problems. We have to find the sixth term in the expansion of y minus 1 by y raised to 20. If it's the sixth term that we are talking about, that means T6 is what is under consideration. And so it's going to be 20C5 according to the formula y raised to 15 minus 1 by y. You can do it like this also because there is a minus sign, minus 1 by y raised to 5. Because overall 15 plus 5 should be 20. That's what is important. That means this power and this power when added should give us the n. Now once this is sorted out, 20C5, this is going to be y raised to 15, minus 1 raised to 5 will be minus 1 and this will be y raised to 5. So this cancels out and what we get is 20 factorial by 15 factorial into 5 factorial. This is what we have into minus sign and y raised to 10 on top. So the term is going to be like minus 20 minus 19 into 19, 18, 17, 16, and this is going to be 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, y raised to 10. This is the answer. So overall, after calculation, the answer would be of course this is a big value, so we can also keep it as minus 20C5 y raised to 10. Let's attempt the second problem now in a similar way to get a better feel of this. 2x raised to plus y by 3 raised to 15. This is the expansion, and so since we want to find a 7th term, we are concerned about T7. So it's going to be 15C 6, 15C6 2x raised to 9, y by 3 raised to 6. So after multiplication, this will be 15c6 2 raised to 9 divided by 3 raised to 6, x raised to 9, y raised to 6. That will be the term. Now let's go to the last question, that is finding the fifth term from the end of the expansion. So whatever terms will be there, in this case there will be 13 terms. So if there are 13 terms, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And what has been asked is the fifth term from the end. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have to find the ninth term. So how do we find it in general case? If there was a power of 50 over here, it is not possible to do the manual calculation. So let's understand the concept over here. If there are n terms, if the power is n, of course, then the number of terms will be n plus 1, that is the total terms. And if you are concerned about the rth term, so this is the rth term from here, from the end. So from the first, from initial point, it will be, all these terms will have r minus 1 terms. So see, if you have to find this, then it is this n plus 1 minus r minus 1. So it's going to be like n plus 1 minus r minus 1, which is going to give us n minus r plus 2. Now for in this case, let us apply this formula in this particular case. So here the number of terms n that is given to us is 12. 12 minus 5, so it was the fifth term from the end, plus 2. So 12 plus 2 is 14, 14 minus 5 is 9, and what we have circled over here is 9. So this is the standard formula that we have to follow if we have to find the general term from the end. So it means that we just have to find the ninth term in the expansion. Let us do that. So the expansion is T9. It's going to be 12c8 x raised to 12 minus 8, that is 4, and minus 1 by x squared, which is going to be 8. So overall we get 12c8. Let us keep it like this. This is x raised to 4 minus 1 raised to 8 is going to be 1, of course, x raised to 16. So this goes, and what we get is finally 12c8 x raised to minus 12. That is the answer of this question. So overall this is going to come out as 495 x raised to minus 12, or you can also write it as 495 by x raised to 12. Either way it is right. Let's take up another question which says that you have to find a coefficient. So this time the term is not asked, but what we are interested in is the coefficient of the fifth term in the expansion of x by 3 minus 3y raised to 7. So first let us write the general term, and if it is the fifth term that we are talking about, then we are concerned about T5. So this is going to be 7c4 x by 3 raised to 3 minus 3y raised to 4. So here you can see that it's going to be 7c4, and what's going to come out is 1 by 27, of course, from here. From here we are going to get minus 81. So you can see for yourself that this is 3 raised to 4. Of course this is going to be plus because it's an even power, and from here we are going to get x cube y raised to 4. Now we know that this is 3 cube and this is 3 raised to 4. So 3 is going to remain over here. 7 factorial by 4 factorial into 3 factorial. This is what we have into 3. So overall this is going to be 7 into 6 into 5 divided by 3 into 2 into 3. So this is going to be 3 goes, and then this is going to be 2. So in fact this is 3. So 21 into 5. this is going to be 105 x cube y raised to 4. So the answer of this question is 105. That is the coefficient of the fifth term. So here we have another problem which states that we have to find the sixth term in the expansion of y raised to 1 by 2 plus x raised to 1 by 3 raised to n if the binomial coefficient of the third term from the end is 45. Now binomial coefficient of the third term from the end, so what we are talking about is n plus r. In fact, it's going to be n minus r plus 2. This is the formula. So the power is of course n, the r term is 3 and this is 2, which means that we're talking about n minus 1. So we have to find the n minus 1th term. Now let's do this and see what we get. So what we get over here is nc n minus 1. So t n minus 1, this is going to reduce to t n minus 2. This term is given to us. So the first thing that we have to find is n. If we find n, then finding this sixth term is not a big deal. So nc n minus 2 y raised to half. This is n minus n plus 2. This is going to be raised to 2 and x raised to 1 by 3. This is going to be like n minus 2. Now this term is given to us as 45. Now what we have is, this is the coefficient of this term, what we are talking about. This is the coefficient. So this is what they are talking about. So if we do this calculation, we are going to get n factorial by n minus 2 factorial into 2 factorial. So this is equal to 45. This is what we get. So after solving this, we will get n into n minus 1 divided by 2 equals to 45. And this will be n square minus n minus 90 is equal to 0. So overall, what we get is n square minus 10n plus n minus 90 is 0. So n into n minus 10 plus 1, 9 into n minus 10. So n is minus 9, which is not possible. So n is 10. That means the value of n is 10. Now that we have got n, it is very easy to find the sixth term in the expansion of this. So that is going to be the actual expansion that we're talking about is this. So it's going to be t6 and that's going to be t10c5 y raised to half into 10 minus 5, that is 5, and x raised to 1 by 3 raised to 5. So overall we get 10 factorial by 5 factorial into 5 factorial, y raised to 5 by 2, x raised to 5 by 3. That is the answer of this question. So after solving, we get the final answer as 252 y raised to 5 by 2, x raised to 5 by 3. So the next problem is related to logarithms. Now here we have third term. The third term in the expansion is 1000, that's what is told. Let's put it up that way. T3 is going to be 5c2 1 by x raised to 3 and x raised to log to the base 10x. This is equal to 2. This is equal to given as 1000. Now let's simplify it and see what we get. So 5 factorial by 3 factorial into 2 factorial. This is x raised to minus 3. This is x square, and this is going to be 2 log to the base 10x, which we can further write according to the properties of log. I can write this 2 as x square. This is equal to 1000. Now 5 factorial into 4 by 2 into 1. So this is coming as 5 to the 10. So this is 10. Now this 10 and this is 1000. So I can write it as 100. So ultimately x raised to minus 3 is there over here, and this is x raised to log of x square to the base 10x, to the base 10, and this is 100. So now if we go by the exponent rule, we will get minus 3 plus log to the base 10 x square. This is equal to 100. Now we will use logarithms for this, and I am taking log on both the sides. If I take log on both the sides, we can do it as minus 3 plus log to the base 10 x square log to the base 10x, and here for this 100 I can write log to the base 10 100. So here you can clearly see that this particular part I can write as, this is nothing but 2. So we can write this part as minus 3 plus 2 log to the base 10x into log x to the base 10, and this can be written as 2, because this I can write as log of 10 raised to 2 to the power to the base 10, which we can write further as 2 log 10 to the base 10. This is already 1 and this is 2. 2 into 1 is 2. So that's why we get 2 over here. Now you can clearly see that this is a form of quadratic, where we can say that let log to the base 10x be some t. So this will be 2 times t minus 3 into t is equal to 2. So if we expand it, it will be 2t square minus 3t minus 2 is equal to 0. So if we solve that quadratic which is generated over there, it's going to be 2t square minus 4t plus t minus 2 equals to 0. 2t, t minus 2 plus 1, t minus 2. Overall, we are going to get t as minus half or t as 2. But according to what we chose, what we had chosen was log x to the base 10 is minus half. And here we will get log x to the base 10 is 2. So if we want to find x, it is nothing but 10 raised to minus half, and this is x 10 to the power 2. So the answer will be 1 by root 10, or the answer can be 100. That is the answer of this question. Now just a general extension, just a extension to the concept of general term. We can say that if we want to find the middle term of the expansion, now what is middle term? Middle term is, if we consider x plus a the whole square, x square plus 2ax plus a square. So the middle term is 2ax, and that is the second term in this case. However, if we do this, we are going to get x cube plus 3a square x plus 3ax square plus a cube. We are going to get the middle term as 2 and 3. So there are two middle terms when the power is odd, and there is one middle term when the power is even. So the general formula is, if the expansion is of the form x plus a raised to n, so if n is even, the formula is n by 2 plus 1. And if the n is odd, then the formula is going to be n plus 1 by 2, that is in this case going to be n plus 1 by 2 and n plus 3 by 2. That means overall it will be n plus 1 by 2, and when you add 1 over here, it will be converted into this form, that is n plus 3 by 2. So you can remember it in this fashion. Now let us take a few problems based on this concept and try to understand it better. Now we have this expansion 2x plus 3y raised to 9. We have to find the middle term of this expansion. So which means that it will be of this format because n is odd this time. So 9 plus 1 by 2, that's 5 and 6. So 5th and 6th terms are the middle terms in this particular case. Now let us actually find the terms, and to find the terms we are going to use the general term formula. So it is just the extension of the concept of general term. So T5 and T6 is what we want, and that is going to be 9C4 2x raised to 5 3y raised to 4. This is the middle term over here. That's going to be 9C5 32 into 81 x raised to 5 y raised to 4. And in the second one, of course, it's going to be 9C5 2x raised to 4 3y raised to 5. This is the second middle term. If you expand, of course the number will be a little on the bigger side, but then this is the way you got to find the answer. Let us find the middle term in the expansion of 3 minus x cube by 6 raised to 7. So here the middle term is going to be 7 plus 1 by 2, that's going to be the fourth term, fourth and fifth term. So T4 is going to be 7C3 3 raised to 4 minus x cube by 6 raised to 3. Let's expand this. So this is going to be 7 factorial by 4 factorial into 3 factorial. This is going to be 3 raised to 4, and this is going to be minus sign 1 by 6 cube x raised to 3. So minus 7 into 6 into 5 divided by 3 into 2 into 3 raised to 4 into 1 by 6 raised to 3. That is going to be 2 raised to 3 into 3 raised to 3 x cube. So 3 raised to 3 and 3 raised to 4 goes. This 1 3 and 1 3 goes. 2 3s are 6, and ultimately what we get is minus 105 by 8 x cube is what we get. That is the middle term. One middle term. The other middle term is t raised to 5. That is T5 is going to be 7C4 3 raised to 3 minus x cube by 3 raised to 4. So if you calculate this, you are going to get the answer as 35 by 48 x raised to 12. So now it's given that this is the expansion, and in this particular expansion the middle term is given as 7 integer 7 by 8. Find the value of x. So obviously since this is even, it's going to be 10 by 2 plus 1, which is 6th term. So the 6th term is the middle term in this case. Let us expand and let us find the 6th term. So the 6th term by default is given to us as this, which is 10C5 1 by x raised to 5 and x sin x raised to 5. If we go by this rule, 56 plus 7, that's going to be 63 by 8. This is 10 factorial by 5 factorial into 5 factorial, which is x raised to 5 over here, x raised to 5, and sin x raised to 5 is what we get. So this basically will cancel out, and what we will get is 10 into 9 into 8 into 7 into 6 divided by 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. This is what we have. So 5 2s are 10, 4 2s are 8, of course, 3 2s are 6, 2 cancels out here, and then ultimately 36 into 7 is what we get. 36 into 7. So 3, 12, this is 21, 3 4s are 12, 3 7s are 21, 7 and 7 goes, and then what we get is sin x raised to 5 is 1 by 32. If sin x raised to 5 is 1 by 32, it means that sin x should be half. Sin x should be half compulsorily. So the answer can be 30, 150, and the cycle goes on. So with every 2 pi, the angles will change, and as told earlier in the discussions of trigonometry, the general solution for x is going to be n pi plus minus 1 raised to n into alpha, that's going to be pi by 6. That is the answer of this question.